I think a lot of people didn't realize how old I was when I started. I just saw this young girl on Kele Kele video on my TV screen, like, oh my God, who is this American Rihanna looking so I think they were overshadowed by that pizzazz. Because I my first single, I think I was in my 30s.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not a kid at that point, so I wasn't fazed by the fame and money like a lot of people, you know, have to deal with that. There was a lot of press saying she's not going to be desirable anymore, she's this, she's that, she's finished, her time is gone, and new people on the scene. And I was just like, oh, okay. Then I was just like, all right, let me do something crazy. And then we go back to Nigeria, we say, hey, what's going on here? And then I literally ran back to LA, and I was like, I can't do this, I really can't. I would go to shows and I'll be waiting backstage, and they won't call me because maybe the governor's wife has said I can't come up. Say, make sure you don't wear any of those your whatever, or yeah. I'm like, oh, it's R&B you guys want, right? You guys should never have said that, because I'm about to destroy it. This one is personal. Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Tiwa Savage, and I just spoke my truth on Afrobeats Intelligence.
Afrobeats Intelligence, presented by OkayAfrica.
Democratizing African music with Joey Akan.
Yeah.
We were talking about the intersection between home and music, and how having a studio in your house can, you know, make one overshadow the other. And for you, the work took over. Yeah.
Like I was saying, during lockdown, I had a studio, and I was actually trying to learn how to record myself and, you know, do all these things. And, you know, lockdown was making people think they can do certain things, like,
True.
And then I realized that I was always there. Like, I was 2 a.m. in the morning, first thing in the morning, and sometimes I'm not even recording. I'm just listening to music, or I'm just watching something. And initially I was not spending time with my son, especially.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even good for me, because I couldn't separate work from home, because work was in my home. And I didn't like that. I wanted to be able to, like, leave work and come home. Yeah, I wanted to be able to separate that, especially for my son.
But that goes against everything the industry. When you listen to people from the industry talk about success and all, they tell you it's one and the same, home and work, that each blend into each other, or you have to be that obsessive.
I think, yes, initially that was me. But I think that once you have a child, like for me anyway, my priority had to change. Of course, music is still me, but my son is still above everything. So I had to, and then he would come in the studio and sit with me and start, like, humming and stuff. And I was like, yeah, no, he's not going into music. Please, there's no way. No way.
Why wouldn't you want him in a space that has given you so much blessings?
Joey. No.
I know how the space is.
Exactly, no. If he wants to do football or anything else, tech, but if that's his calling really, then obviously I can't stop it. But it is not. It's not. He's not going into music, so I had to separate it.
What if he's inspired by you, and growing up just deepens that connection to the work that you have done and the legacy you've put on earth for him?
Do you know, I feel like a lot of times we make a mistake because we've succeeded in something. We want our child to now be in that, and then we're giving them unnecessary pressure, because I've seen a lot of kids who their parents are amazing singers or musicians, and they're not really, you know, they kind of learned, but they don't have that natural gift. So I didn't want him to feel pressured into going into music because of me. I feel like if it really is what he's supposed to do, I feel like he will find it in spite of me, and then I can really encourage it. But I didn't want to have. You
didn't want to have a nepo baby.
Yeah. started. Yeah, no. So yeah. I want him to find his own path. Yeah, in music, because music is tough.
Yes, it is.
Very tough.
Yeah, but you do carry it like a breeze.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, you do. You do. It's almost as if you're sailing.
What?
You're just sailing. That's how it is. Yeah, there have been a few, moments where there have been spikes and rocky, but like generally it does seem like you're sailing. How much how much has to go in the background for us to see that image?
Well, I mean, I guess that's a compliment. Thank you. A lot. I feel like you have to have a really understanding team, because as artists, we I said this one time. I said I can't sign an artist, and I got a lot of backlash for it because my heart can't take it. I can't. It's just hard. As an artist.
What are the specifics that's the hard part for you?
There's no off button initially when you're starting. There's no, and the rate of success is
it's a bit small.
It's very, very slim. Not only that, if you are blessed to be part of the 0 point whatever the hits it, your lifespan is not. It might not be 10 years. It might not even be 5 years. So it's even harder to sustain a career and to be lucrative. So it's very, very difficult for artists mentally as well. Like, imagine being an artist. You're not really making as much money as people think you are, but you have to live like you are.
Yeah, because you have to build that larger than life image.
Yeah, and to build that, you have to appear to have money when a lot of the times maybe you don't, and it's not consistent as well. You are open for public perception, public opinion. You have to either from the very onset be very thick-skinned, or you have to grow it over years, over the course of the years that you're in the industry. It's hard.
Your own thick skin, because you've navigated it with grace.
Yeah.
You've navigated the decade of no off button with grace.
Yeah, because I had no choice. At some point, it was just back to back to back craziness. I can't really say, oh my God, I'm this strong person and I just got through it, but I literally just got through it. I don't know how, but I did.
And each episode makes you a bit more impervious.
What is impervious?
It makes you more bulletproof.
Okay. Let me not pretend like I know what. Hey, Joey, you not kill me in this interview. Yes, I think so. 100%. Yes, it did. It did.
So in a sense of speaking, it's the more time you spend at this, the stronger you become.
Yes, some people, and some people just don't. Some people can't handle it. Some people even become mean. Yeah, some people become, I've seen some people, become a bit too tough.
As a reaction to...
Yeah, I think like boundary and protecting their heart and, yada, yada, yada. But, and some people just bow out, just leave and just like, I can't do it. Again, I think I've really had, for me, I personally think because I didn't start at a young age, I had years of building a foundation of me as a person. Because my first single, I think I was in my 30s. Yeah. I'm not a kid at that point. So I wasn't fazed by the fame and money like a lot of people, have to deal with that. So, and by then I'd seen a lot of people come and go. So when my time came, it was just like, I know this might not even last a year, 2 years. So I was very intentional in like making this sustaining a lasting career. So I think me starting at such a late age was also a blessing. At the time, I didn't think it was though. Yeah. I didn't think so.
You felt like you started late?
Yes, of course. In your
In
my
your
first single.
Yeah, that was late.
That's very, very,
That was
very.
late.
I mean, a lot of people start in their 30s, but they don't really.
Oh God.
Me, I was not that smart to change my passport then. I should have. Like,
Well,
I should have lied and told you all I was like 22. You would have believed it.
Yeah, we would have. We would have. But it meant you starting over in your 30s.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Wasn't-
Yeah.
People say the older you spend on earth, the more your understanding of life calcifies or becomes stronger. And so you develop cynicism, you develop bitterness, like you've mentioned, because of the wall grating against your soul. But you starting at 30, was there no inertia? You didn't feel any, you just wanted to go?
I think a lot of people didn't realize how old I was when I started. A lot of people just will always tell me when I discovered you, I just saw this young girl on Kele Kele video on my TV screen, like, oh my God, who is this American Rihanna looking type? So I think they were overshadowed by that pizzazz, that they didn't really dig into how old I was. So I didn't have that pressure, or I didn't feel that, I didn't feel that, oh my God, like and I guess because of that, I didn't even feel the need to hide my age, because, you know, that it wasn't an issue then. It started to become an issue when people started realizing, like, oh, more this woman, Mama T, oh, wow. And I think it was confusing for them, because it's like, I love her, but damn, she's like way older than me. Or like, kids are really like into me, but they're like, wow, you're like my auntie's age or my bigger sister's age. So it was kind of confusing. Even till now, I think it's confusing for people. Like, I don't know if confusing is the word, but it's kind of weird. Like a 18-year-old would be like, they're confused if they should say Auntie Tiwa, or, you know, like, I'm your fan.
People on Twitter would just say Mama Jam Jam.
Yeah.
Jam Jam.
I'm your fan, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how was having success when you did?
Yeah.
Did you think it made it easier for you to navigate the space?
I think so. At the time, again, I didn't know if it was a blessing, but now looking back, I think not just my age, but I studied music. So I was always on top of like contracts, and I didn't know everything, but I kind of had an idea, you know, when they say in perpetuity, like, no, can't do that. Or if they say, you know, first right of refusal or something, then I'll be like, no. You know, or if, you know, there's so many things that I knew that helped me.
But you came into a market like this, you know, that didn't have any structure at all.
Yeah.
Afrobeats, before Afrobeats to the world happened.
Yeah.
For those boots on the ground and all the... we didn't have any of that. It felt a lot like... Because I was here, and it felt a lot like chaos. Of course, there's some methods to the madness. You can have a laba. You can find ways to generate value. But it was a madhouse.
Yeah, it was.
And
but
so
then I think that's what was exciting as well.
For you?
I think for artists, or for the whole genre, I think it was really exciting that you could really create your own record label, as opposed to you would have to wait to be signed by Sony or whatever. But here, you could literally, you and your boys could come together, create, you know, go to Alaba, like get a distribution deal or whatever. Like, you literally have little hubs of like
Creative hubs.
Yeah, I think that was exciting for people. Initially, I think we should have adapted to the structure a lot quicker before the big names came in. I think we should have owned our own story quicker.
Being a part of that culture before it became this, I like to think everything is over organized now.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's no random. There's very little space for randomness. There's always an email for something. There's always a WhatsApp.
Okay, yeah. Okay, in terms
There's
of
there's
that.
always a deck for
Yeah.
something now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
people
yeah,
don't
yeah.
just go with pure gut. And
I think I still do. I still call up people by myself. Just like, hey.
yeah.
I think it should be a balance though.
Okay.
Because I think I understand. Are you talking in terms of artists?
No, in terms of the entire system, artists and the way the market powers them now.
Artists?
Artists, yeah.
I think I understand why it might be so. And I'll give you an example. Like, when I did start, I would reach out to people. I still do, but myself or my then ex-husband would reach out to people, and then it got to a point where you'd get a call from an OOP to say it's my birthday, and then when you can't make it, it's like I was the first person to whatever. Then at what point do you now have to explain to people that I need to put a structure because the brand is getting bigger, and in order to manage the time, the demand, or whatever it is, or to take the brand to the next level, you have to talk to my team. And some people would be like, wow, your team. But then imagine if I had to literally respond to everything, because as you're growing, I'm getting to know more OAPs in Tanzania, in South Africa, in the UK, whatever. I can't possibly, I can't possibly still be direct with everybody. So I guess I understand why some people now are quote unquote putting in that structure, but I still feel like it's important to be able to connect to some people still. I think it's still important.
Yeah, the human touch.
Yeah, it still helps. It still helps. Yeah.
Another thing that was very interesting in how you came up was it felt like you were against the system. we run a very conservative country, and it felt a lot from the jump that you were against the system. You championed sexiness,
Yes.
which was something that gave you a lot of hell. It gave you a lot of love, but it also gave you a lot of hell. I remember being at my desk at Pulse then, and then Wanted came out.
Oh,
The
wow,
video,
yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow. That was terrible. You Nigerians, you're horrible. Wow. Oh, that was really, really, oof.
Yeah, it felt groundbreaking at the time because
I just got married, and then there was a lot of press saying she's not going to be desirable anymore. She's this, she's that, she's finished, her time is gone, and new people on the scene. And I was just like, oh, okay. Then I was just like, all right, let me do something crazy. I should have. I should have known.
So it was a reaction to.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was you locking in.
That was me being rebellious. That was just me being like, oh, you guys think I'm not sexy anymore? Okay. And let me tell you, the honest truth is, I say this and people think, oh, you're just. I don't see it, or that wasn't the aim.
Yeah.
To just try and be sex, because naturally I'm not. Naturally I'm a tomboy. Naturally I just took off my heels because I don't like. Yeah, naturally I'm not that. But again, TJ saw that.
Yeah.
Saw that there was a gap in the market.
Yeah.
And he was just like, you have to lose weight. You have to go to the gym. You have to start waxing your eyebrows, and you have to start wearing wigs. And he literally changed my whole appearance. I was not like that in LA when he met me.
Oh.
Yeah, I was not. I used to be a songwriter in the studio, like baggy jeans, t-shirt, and he literally, he changed that.
And by changing that, you came up against the market that hadn't fully accepted it.
Yeah, so and then I don't think he thought there was going to be a backlash. He was just like, let's give them the African Rihanna or whatever, Beyoncé. And I was just like, okay, let's go ahead. And we're like, great idea. Let's go back to Nigeria. And then we go back to Nigeria. We say, hey, what's going on here? And then I literally ran back to LA and I was like, I can't do this. I really can't. Like, it was really bad. I would go to shows and I'll be waiting backstage and they won't call me because maybe the governor's wife has said I can't come up, or they'll say, make sure you don't wear any of those your whatever, or I 100% I'm not making this up.
No, I know you're not. I'm just this is consternation here.
Yeah, there was a time I think Love Me was banned on TV.
Yeah,
I think it was Love Me, and it was just like, no, I can't, no, I'm not doing this. Yeah, so then I remember Bizzle calling me, and Bizzle was just like, oh, like, you know, you should come back, or like, girls are loving you. And I was like, really? Yeah, his cousins, sisters, like, you know. So bite the bullet again. I came back, and, you know, I've told the story where I went to all the labels and they all said no. Like Storm, Mo Hits, Banky, everyone.
You did the tour.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone said no.
What was the most recurring reason?
They didn't think me blending R&B and Afrobeat would really work. And I guess they'd kind of seen the backlash of, like, you know, and they were like, they don't really, I mean, everyone was just kind enough to be like, yo, you're a really great singer, you look amazing. And it was more so like, let's think about it. But I never got the call back. It wasn't like a no in my face. Like, you know, it was more like, yeah, you know, okay. R&B, Afrobeat, okay, all right. But I never, so I assumed it was a no.
Why did you persist?
Given up my apartment in LA, I'd sold my car, and I'd made mouth to everybody in LA that I'm going to Africa and I'm going to be the next biggest thing. And I think I was just too ashamed to go back to LA to start writing again for other people. I just stayed.
What was that first sense of, what did you first feel when you know, okay, one song has worked?
I think Kele Kele was my introduction, but when Love Me dropped, and it was like, wow, yes. How did I feel? I don't know. I was excited. I could actually see it, like, yo, this could work. Like, I have to literally throw away my sneakers and I have to become this person full time.
So the Tiwa Savage we all knew and fell in love with was a was it? Well, no, it was not.
Yes,
it was contrived.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
was it?
And that clash between who you are, and who you had to be.
Yeah, of course.
How did you deal with that clash?
It was really hard because a lot of times I have to take my shoes off stage, and then it became a thing. Like, oh, but when she takes her shoes off, that means, you know, she's about to. No, I was uncomfortable. And then, you know what? There was a time when it was now cool to be tomboyish, and I was like, damn. So then I now started doing both, like my tattoos, and, you know, like, so sometimes I wear my baggy thing, like, you know, like the guys, and then sometimes I'm just like, you know, I can play the whole very sexy thing, but I can also really hang out with the guys, yeah.
Well, while you were doing all of that at the early stage, did it hit you at any point that you were going to be that what you were doing was taking on the responsibility of the culture? Because you were introducing Afro R&B into the market, and you were championing sexiness in pop, and you not just introducing that, you are a hit maker, and so all of that you had to like lead from the front.
I didn't see it as that. I just saw it as another one. Thank God, another hit, like another milestone. I got endorsement with Pepsi, with Wiz. Wow, thank God. Like, I just saw it as a journey. Other females started coming up, and then they're like, oh, you know, then they start but they're giving you your flowers, like, you know, you open the door, you paved the way, and then that's when it started to hit me, I think, of the responsibility and for me to keep going, because you just don't want to, you want to be able to keep going, not just for yourself, because I feel like I still have so much to give, but also just to the other females, like, you know, you could do this for 10 years consistently. After you've married, after you've had a child, you know, you can still come back, bounce back, as they always say to me. She bounced back, but I don't really think I stopped. But I guess
No, you've not returned. Stop.
yeah. But everybody kept on saying, you know, bounce. I mean, I had to stop for a few months when I had my son.
Yeah, but that's normal.
Yeah, I didn't think I stopped. I didn't even stop for up to a year. It's like I performed till I was 7-8 months.
No way.
Yeah, I performed. I had a big show in Uganda, actually, to about 7 or 8 months, and then came back literally 3 months after I had him. Went straight to work.
Amazing. Afro R&B.
What is that?
Yeah, I'm wondering, because what you did in this market was expand our sound culture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and did you know what you were doing when you were? Because I keep wondering. A lot of things might be perfect with hindsight, 2020 vision, but in the moment, I'm trying to understand. Did it feel like it? Because everyone told you no for trying to do that.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll always try to conform. So I'll do certain songs.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, I'll jump on Diet, you know, or I'll do Eminado.
That was beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah. At the time I was in the studio and there was Reminisce and Slim Case, and I was just like, how am I going? How? I'm an R&B singer. How am I going to jump on a record? And they actually wrote the verse for me. I'm not even going to take credit. And yeah, one thing I'm really good at is if you write something for me, I would destroy it in terms of like, in a good way. Yeah. I will make it my own, that you will even forget the original person that wrote it. So shout out to them. They wrote that for me. But I would always try to cater to the market and do certain types of songs or feature with certain artists. Eventually enjoyed it. Like, enjoyed being able to come out of my comfort zone and do things that people would not expect, like 100 million with Odumodu.
Yeah.
Like, I love doing stuff like that. But in terms of, did I think it was going to work? Again, you know, when you're starting, you don't think, you're just enjoying, you're in the studio, and both genres are authentically me. I'm not forcing R&B. I had to learn Afrobeat, but then I'm African. I grew up in an African home. I grew up listening to, you know, Fela, KSA, and then like also Mo Hits, Two Face. Like, it's something that is in me. So I was able to blend both worlds, and it started to work.
One of the one you did, apart from Kili Kili Love, that happened, announced you in the zone, and then gave you the first project.
Yes.
From there, you did Love Me, and then a few other
Live Without My Heart.
Live Without My Heart.
With Jazzy. Ooh, there was a lot from that first project. Yeah, there was a lot. Was My Darling from that project? I can't remember.
My Darling was from Red, I think.
Yes.
My Darling, Standing Ovation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red was My Darling, Standing Ovation. Yeah. Then you did the song with Make Time with Iceberg Slim.
Yes, Make Time. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, I listen.
Wow.
Yeah, I listened to albums.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I listened to albums.
Yeah.
Going through the first version of Maven's finished, and then you did More Hits. No, More Hits.
More Hits. And then I joined Mavin.
Mm-hmm. At that point, did it feel like a fork in the road for you, or a continuation of what you were doing, of the project you were working on? Because the larger system had crumbled. Yeah. And you were cut between. Yeah. Did it feel like a fork in the road, or you were just...
So I was never part of Mo Hits. I literally just came when we started Mavin. But I was like a friend of the family. I wasn't I'd done songs with Jazzy and stuff. But I wasn't officially signed to Mo Hits. So when he started Mavin, I went to him and I said, can you sign me now? Because you didn't sign me in Mo Hits before, and now you've started Mavin. And he was just like, you know what? I don't have a first lady.
So you went to the pitch.
I asked again. Yeah, shamelessly. I asked again. Yes. Wow. Oh my God.
So
I don't have shame, sure.
Yeah, you really asked everyone.
Yeah, I did. And I went to Jazzy and I asked him again. And then he just said yes, like that. Like, yeah.
Your time at Mavin, what did you learn from it as an artist and as a businesswoman?
Who you sign to is very important. Like, and I didn't appreciate it until after I left. Like, Mavin still is like family. So if there's something that's going on, like online or whatever, I promise you, I would run to Jazzy's room and we will all come, like Sid, Tega, Ricardo, all of us in his room on the floor, on the bed. We will talk about it. If I have to cry and whatever, and we'll get through it. Being with a label, they don't really care about your personal stuff. So I can't really go to the Empire office and be like, oh my God, like that. I miss that part of it. And I learned that it's really, really important to really be able to discern if whoever you're signing with really, really cares, or if you're just
a dollar check.
Yeah, because it makes a difference if they care for you as a person, as opposed to just because the minute you stop making the hits, I mean, you know how it ends. But Mavin wasn't like that. Whether you were making hits or not, they made you feel like we were all equal. I mean, inside of you, you know who's popping at the time.
Yeah.
But Jazzy never made you feel like, you know, Koroba is popping more than, you know, this other person. In fact, he would purposely, like, we used to do like shows together.
Yeah.
So he might purposely make, I don't know, Koroba start the set, even though he has Godwin, you know, and he would purposely make us have group songs so that at the end of the day we're all singing at the end together, and so there's no quote unquote
and everyone wins.
Yeah, everybody. So he's invested in you as a person and as an artist as well. He's not just seeing numbers. Yeah.
And does that count when you hit? Does that affect creativity? That safety and knowledge in the fact.
What? Yeah, because in fact, we used to have issues with how to do splits because we'll all be in a room and everybody would just be like vibing, oh, this one is good, this one is good, and then it's just like, wait, who wrote what? Like, it's hard to kind of like, because he would put all of us in the room and everyone would vibe, everyone would eat, and we would kind of pick up somebody else if you were kind of like slacking or if you were just going through a writer's block. He had other people that, you know, Ricardo would come in and, you know, Prince would come in, and obviously Jazzy himself will like, yeah. So, you know, sometimes now if I'm working by myself with another writer, we could spend hours trying to think of a line. But imagine being in a house where there's Sid, Ricardo, Big N, me, Deja, so many people. The line will come out. Like, it didn't used to take that long. Yeah.
So you guys had writers camp before it became
Yeah, we didn't call it. Yeah, we didn't call it writers camp, but definitely it 100% was writers camp. Even the different producers, like Old Tim's, Baby Fresh, Jazzy himself, like, yeah.
And then the project Red, does it hold, what special meaning does it hold for you?
I was pregnant when I worked on that.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, yeah, I was. And I would be in the studio crying in the corner, like with my big belly. Like, I had to change the key of some of the songs because being pregnant affected how high I could hit some notes.
It did?
Yeah. It was a struggle to record it. It was a struggle, and I was very emotional. Like, and all of them. I think that was the first. Was I the first one to have a baby? Yeah, I think I was the first one to have a Mavin baby, and I was like, they would all like get me. What's that thing on the side? I used to eat it a lot. It's like egg and bread. They used to make that thing on the side. It's like the houses it was not the most healthiest thing, but I used to eat that every time. And as soon as they can see that my energy's going that way, Jazzy will just get them to go and get me my egg and bread, and I'll just eat it. I'll fall asleep in the studio. I had this stupid blanket.
Risky burger or something.
Is it?
Yeah, there's something they call it the risky
There's
burger.
something, yeah.
It has a specific name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, risky burger.
Yeah,
That's something they call it.
It was. Again, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't do that with the major. I can't go to the Sony office and be like, I want a risky burger. Like, you can't. You can't do that. It's really important to be with the people and not to leave them prematurely.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah, it's really important.
But how does a person know what premature is? Because at every point in time, there are multiple variables. You're laying the tracks. Having the music career is a bit like laying the tracks as you go.
Yeah, but like initially when you start and then everyone's in your ear, like, oh, you're the baddest. No, that's not the time to leave.
You spent a long time with Mavin.
About 10 years. Yeah, a decade. Yeah. And I'm still with Mavin, I would still go there and play them my music and, play Jazzy, show him my videos, everything before it even comes out. So I still feel like I'm still benefiting from Mavin.
Did that decade fly?
Yes, because when people say, "Oh, you've been in the industry for more than a decade," it doesn't feel like it. A decade, that's over 10 years. Over 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then being around for having a successful career that has spanned 10 years.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of changing, a lot of growth, it's like culture is constantly fluid. And for you, what did you know what to do next?
I don't always. I still don't. Like this project that I'm doing, like I'm taking a risk. Like it's not like I know for sure, like, yeah, this one is going to enter. No, I think I'm that person that I can take accountability. If I do something and it doesn't work, I move on. I'm like, okay. I always learn. I always take something from it, but I never let it defeat me. And I think I just always try and go with my gut. I'm not always right.
Yeah.
And I'm like a sponge. I like learning. I like listening to things, and I also know my limits. I know that I can hear something, and I know that I can kill it. Okay, this piano thing is growing. Yeah, I can kill it, but can I jump on a Lau song? I don't think so. Like, I kind of know. I think I know where I can fit and where I can't. I can appreciate it. Like, okay, yeah, that's a great sound, but I have to know that, okay, I might sound stupid if I do this.
But you didn't sound stupid on Who's Your Guy? You didn't sound stupid on Galileo.
Yeah. No, but you see, Who's Your Guy? If I play you the first version, and I that's what I'm saying. I tell myself the truth, because I was in the studio and everyone's like, the first two versions of that song, actually, everyone's like, mama, it's hard. I know it is not.
How do you know it's not hard?
You just don't have just yes men around you gassing you. You need to know. You need to listen to it. I don't know, like this, you can tell. You can tell when something is okay, and you can tell when something is bad. You're not always going to create stuff that's bad, but you have to still be consistent. So I'm not saying that every single release I've ever put out, I feel like it's bad, but I know that, okay, this will still satisfy me for this period. My fans will still enjoy this. It might not be a number one, but it's still good. But when I know I'm dropping, like when I jumped on Awolowo remix video, I knew my verse was bad.
You just felt it, that you didn't hit the heights you would have preferred to hit
with Awolowo.
Yeah, Awolowo remix.
I thought I knew it was bad,
but the market does not think it's bad.
No, they didn't like Awolowo remix.
They didn't think it was bad.
Like it was good.
Yeah.
What? You're kidding me.
Well, you would always have those people who could sit on the other side. But it wasn't. It didn't.
What?
It didn't seem like it was horrible. It was good.
Wait, are you saying it was horrible?
No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I liked it.
Oh, bad. Oh, God.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
I'm like, bad as hell.
No, I'm like, I thought it was like dope.
Oh, God. I'm too literal with words. That's what.
But I know when songs are, like, I don't know, which one will I say I think is okay. I'm going to be honest. I think my verse on Toma Toma was okay. But I think the song itself was great. I don't think I killed it.
Why not? You give life to it. You give dynamism to it.
Nah, I think the song was already like, I'm just being honest with myself. I think the song was crazy. Regardless, the beat was amazing. Ruga's part was just incredible, the way he came in. So, I think, I have a certain standard. Like, I wouldn't give you rubbish. I'm not going to give you something that's going to be like nursery rhyme. We're going to be like, what? But I know it wasn't my best. I don't think it was my best. And like Girlio, I think I killed it.
Yeah, Girlio was imperious.
Yeah.
Girlio was imperious.
Yeah.
You made that record become what it was, what it became.
Yeah. But I don't think my verse on Romantic was great. I think the song was just great. I don't think I'm just being honest. I don't think so.
You're ruining my favorite songs.
Really?
don't mind me. But I really believe they're really good. Okay, then how would you personally rate the work you did on The Gift?
Oh, Keys to the Kingdom?
Yeah.
I love the song. I love Keys to the Kingdom.
How was that process? How was that process?
Again, seeing how that machine works. It just makes you come back and be like,
what was different about that machine that makes it peculiar as compared to ours?
Us, we can go in a studio and just freestyle something. The first verse might not match the second verse. You can be talking about cars in the first verse, and the second verse you can be talking about girls. And then you just put everything together, and then by next week we have mixed and mastered it and we've put it out. Which can be good, sometimes. But with that machine, it's like, does this line into this line? Does it make sense with this chorus? Does the melodies make sense with the beat? You do a verse, you send it to them, they dissect it, send it back to you, change whatever. Like, they're very very meticulous. I mean, it taught me to just take it serious. And then it wasn't just, you hand in the song and then it comes out,
it
tomorrow.
Doesn't work that way.
No. There was a marketing and they carried us along, and then, we're learning that,
at every point in time, you knew what you had to do.
Yeah.
And what was happening to the general body of work.
Right. And then at one point, you're like, is this project going to come out? I was all this. You're mixing it 15 million times. There's 20 million people in the email. Wow. And then when it comes out and it shakes the world, and you're just like, okay, we have a lot to do. But then I'm torn. I'm like, should we be like that, or should we be as rugged as we are? I'm torn. Because I think that kind of takes something away from it too.
Yeah, it takes away that original spark.
Spontaneity.
It takes it away. Repeated layers of revision.
Yeah, it does. Like when you're also mixing and you're taking out every single sound. Maybe sometimes you just want to hear a pin drop, and then that makes it kind of more colorful. But then again, it's like we kind of need a structure, because we also need to monetize this industry. We kind of need to, I don't know. We need to find how we create that balance.
And so one of my favorite campaigns within the last 2 years has been about like local sustainability.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of the music industry.
Yeah.
The local one.
Yeah.
Because after Afrobeats to the World happened, and we turned ourselves into a mining and extraction zone.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what the general industry became. So we came here for the talent, and then we exported.
Uh-huh.
And over time we lost ownership completely. We fought it for a bit, but we lost it completely because we could not generate money from here. So we needed that money.
Yeah.
So, and I'm thinking, the structure will be great on a business level.
Yeah.
But the creativity part, I don't think we were supposed to be that tidy.
So how do we monetize it?
By the business side being great.
Wait, are you saying that you would prefer if we created the structure?
I'd prefer if we had a localized structure.
Yes.
That could ensure that we generate enough money to have a thriving industry, that we could fund ourselves optimally.
Are we not too corrupt though to do that?
I can dream. I know we are, but I can dream, and it's that dream that I constantly share, and I get a lot of pushback for it. But
oh yeah,
I get a lot of pushback now. I'm seen as the guy who exposes the industry by saying, "Hey, there are holes here. Let us fix them."
Yeah.
But for you, were you always? How concerned were you? Yeah. How concerned were you about like money when you started, and now what it means now?
When I started, it wasn't about money, and I think most people, it's not about money because it can't be. You're doing long hours, you're not getting paid. I was doing shows, I wasn't getting paid. It wasn't about that. But then again, like I said, you become almost like a household name, so you have to have this persona which takes money, like to build that larger than life, like you said earlier on. So I started to need money because, I need a car to get around. I, fell under the pressure of wanting to carry certain types of bags and wearing certain types of things and, traveling first class all the time. So you need money for that. And also just for me personally, putting money back into my craft, the kind of industry we're in, you have to pay everybody. You have to pay DJ, radio, everybody, so I needed money. Money became very essential as I was growing as a brand. Yeah.
Okay. And with Universal, I remember I used to work at Universal when you were signed.
No, I think I'd left. Oh, were you there when I was signed?
Yeah, I was.
Oh God, where are we going with this?
No.
Oh God.
I'm trying to learn.
Okay,
I'm trying to learn how you approached Afrobeats to the world, Nigerian music going global, how you approached it, and what it meant for you. Because the market was changing in front of us.
Yeah. Initially, I think I was under the pressure of like, people started judging you as an artist if you haven't won the MTV AMAs, or you haven't won the international awards, or you haven't gotten a Grammy, or you haven't sold out O2, or, both people are not dancing to your music. Then it was like, of course I felt that pressure initially. Like, and I was just like, and you know what's funny? It's like, and I felt like, wait, the music that's crossing over is what I was trying to do since.
Yep.
And then you guys confused me to now be doing something else. And then you're not doing so it's just like, should I go back to what I originally, because I've been given hints. Like, it's not like I completely stopped. I had songs like Get It Now, Attention. So, but obviously I didn't put the budget behind it as I did my Darlene and Eminado and those type of songs, which were not R&B, which straight Afrobeat. So it's like, I was confused for a few years. I didn't know what to do, because I saw other people doing what I initially was championing for, and they're getting Grammys and they're getting all these things and they're selling out, arenas. And I'm like, I was really confused. But again, like I said, I never give up. So I'm like, oh, it's R&B you guys want, right? or this mix is this. You guys should never have said that, because I'm about to destroy it, and I'm about to because I'm from that school, and I'm from the R&B school, like the late 90s, early 2000 R&B. I can even go far back as the 80s. Don't test me.
Well, we saw what you did with Tamaya.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm now excited. I'm just like, okay, so I can really now do this, like really do it now.
But the industry you weren't alone in your confusion. The industry was confused for a bit, because when Afrobeats to the World happened, Wiz got his deal, David got his deal, and it was Wiz, David, Burner, and we had the first Afrobeats to the World projects we dropped was Son of Mercy and Sounds from the Other Side. And both of them had complaints about what that demand was from outside.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody struggled.
Yeah, we all did, but I felt like I was
alone in yours.
Yes. Yeah, I felt like I was being left behind, if I can say that. It felt like that. Yeah. So I'm back. Well, I never left, but yeah.
You've announced a new project.
Yeah.
This one is personal. Why is this one personal?
Again, I think I'm just rebelling. I feel like the songs are leaning more towards R&B. I'm not doing Afrobeat. Even my first single still has elements of Afrobeat in it. There's just a lot. People say, you've opened doors and you've done this for women. And I hate that for women, that you've done this for a woman. You've done so well for a woman. And it's just like, this one is personal.
I've seen people celebrate that, being a woman, succeeding in a space like this that is, skewed towards men. It's male dominated.
It's too male dominated though.
Yeah. So I'm wondering why that's for a woman, that's caveat, why it, grates your skin.
Because I feel like at this point, it shouldn't be you're doing well it should just be you're doing well. Or it should just be like,
You're killing it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be gendered.
Yeah, all the time. Like, oh, wow, like you're on the lineup, great, they called you, like you're the only woman on that line. I don't want to be. Or it shouldn't be the reason. It's like, oh, you're just trying to fill a spot.
Like a token.
Affirmative action or something.
like a token.
Yeah, so I feel like I can't believe I'm still fighting. I feel like I'm still fighting those battles. I feel like it still after over a decade. Yeah.
But this time it's a lot different from the type of rebellion that you started with.
Yeah, this time is with more confidence. It's more like I feel like I've built a community of fans. I feel like I want to service the people that have been saying they want this sound. Like, they love that I can, do features and be versatile, but they've been asking me, for this era. And I'm confident in myself now to be able to do it with my full chest. I've always kind of done it a little bit, like Keys to the Kingdom and, different songs. I've given you little ad-libs here and there, but I want to do it with my full chest.
You're pushing your entire chips in.
Yeah. And what have I got to lose? I've given the industry over 10 years.
Yeah. 10 amazing years.
Yeah.
You redefined the space.
I guess. I guess. Yes.
I don't know why,
I guess.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. But then in this era, what's in this period, this new extension of yourself, what's most important to you now?
The quality of music.
Okay.
I would love to stream 1 billion and whatever, but the quality is more important. what I'm putting out. This song, I have probably about 15 different versions of You For Me. And lyrically, even though it's my, I'd say the most lighthearted song of the project. It's still very important to put little gems there, like, you know, see my recoil, just like magic, like little things, not just, oh, you know, I love you because you're mine. Be mine if you're, you know, kind. You know, like I don't want to do, I don't want to do like nursery rhyme type. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just, the quality of what I'm putting out now is more important for me. Really important.
Do you feel a sense of hope when you think about the space? This is the last question. Do you feel a sense of hope when you think about the space? You think of where it's been before, where it was, and where it is now. Do you feel a sense of hope, or you're like, okay, everyone needs to be cautious about
Afrobeat?
Yeah, cautious in terms of how we work it.
Yes.
In terms of how we.
I feel hope in terms of the kind of talent we have, and you know, like, and also knowing that Nigerians are like everywhere. I think they said 1 in every 5 black person is Nigerian. Yeah. So that gives me hope that at least, like, you know, we have the numbers to back it. But I am concerned about us owning our creativity, our music, our story, and us losing that. And also, if we, you know, a lot of people keep saying that Afrobeat is having this 15 minutes of fame and it's gonna die. That scares me a bit. Yeah, because I also think it's hard to pinpoint what the Afrobeat sound is. You can pinpoint reggae, you can pinpoint dancehall, you can pinpoint amapiano. There's not one sound with Afrobeat. Yeah, it's
more of a movement.
Exactly, because you know you can't. We don't have like one sound in Nigeria. True. Go to the east, you go to the north, you go even in the south. There's so many different sounds. So it's hard to say that this is our identity. I think it's just us as a people, and like you said, as a movement. Yeah. So I think we have to figure out how to box that and sell that. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. That's going to be difficult, but yeah, that's on all of us, not just the musicians. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. This has been, I'm happy you did this, and thank you for doing it.
No, that was great too.
Well, it's been a while.